Here I am. Yay. Hello. I had to refresh the page and I was so worried that it was going to just cut us off. How are you, everyone? How are you? It's so good to see you. Mark said, you're going to do a live stream on Wednesday? And I said, I've been missing these ladies. I can't wait until Sunday. That's too long. Sorry with me playing with my camera. But hi, I missed you guys. Hopefully you can see me. Can you see me? Hello, Michelle, Vicky Robles. Hello, my Teresa Djukovic. How are you? I'm curious to see who's here. Let me see. It is so good seeing you guys. Amy Sadler. Hello, Amy. I'm not sure I'm familiar with you, but I'm so glad to see you. Diana Wright. There she is. Yes, unfortunately, I didn't know how to time this because I know that you get home, you've got dinners to prepare. I didn't know. And then when I realized that this was probably the best time for the widest variety of people, I realized, Nadine, it would be middle of the night. So I'm not going to show her pictures that she shared with me until Sunday. And we'll save some really good stuff to do when she's here because we love our Nadine. So let me make sure you can hear me. Everyone let me know you can see me and hear me just so I make sure. Is Charlotte here? Oh, I would love if Charlotte's here. So Charlotte's loving. There's Charlotte. She is here. Yes, Charlotte's loving school so far. And she's part of the... Oh, good, good. Thank you, Vicki, because sometimes, I'm just not quite sure if I made it on correctly. So, very good. Yes, Charlotte is on the stage crew for play. She's in her first year of high school, so it's really exciting. And, she's a ham like her grandpa Mark. So, world, let me tell you. And she wants to be a lawyer. Well, what's a lawyer? An actor with the law. So, Robles. Okay, thank you for telling me. Vicky Robles. That is so cool. I love it. Michelle the Quilter. That's right. You're not my Michelle Lang. My Michelle Lang is here and Michelle the Quilter. This is great. So I am so glad. Yeah, Evan's in middle school. Charlotte's in high school. How do they grow up that fast? And you wait. Sunday afternoon, I have got the cutest pictures of my new grandson. Charlotte, you tell him how cute that baby is. And happy baby, oh my goodness. So on Sunday, that'll be your hook to come back and watch because I've got a video plus the most beautiful photographs. They took him to have him professionally photographed. He's precious. So, and smiles. All my babies didn't want to be photographed, but he's a ham. Sonia is here. Oh, Sonia. Hello, darling. Sonia, I don't know if Akko's going to be here, but I think I'm going to your side of the street when it comes to the Jinny Beyer block of the month. I realize with all that sewing of those strange pieces, I'm going to do it by machine, girlfriend. I don't have time to do a hand. I've got a video to make. I don't want to be this late. I don't want to be as late as I was last month with my video. So, Sonia, I'm going to be joining your team. Is Ann Shelbear is here. Yay, Ann. I love seeing you. I love it. Well, yes, and, I want to get it. I have a feeling we're drawing kind of close to the end on that block of the month. And if I don't just get these parts done, I'm going to miss the end. And I want it to be done so I can pop it on the frame and finish it all the way. So I'm excited. So Vicky Robles, that's a cool name. Robles or Robles? Robles, yes, Robles. That's great. So, oh, you lucky girl, Vicky. I love my Jinny Beyer. In fact, I took a class yesterday, and I went to Jinny Beyer's this spring. I had to. I was driving within 60 miles of her shop, so I had to stop and say hi. But I had bought some fabric, and I picked out a Jinny Beyer pattern, because her patterns, almost all of them are free on the website. If you haven't checked them out, go check it out, jinnybeyer.com. She is so generous. But then I had this class, and it was going to be my very first Judy Niemeyer. I mean, normally Judy Niemeyer has scared me so bad. Her quilts are amazing, but really look hard. I had a licensed teacher, certified teacher, Lucille Amos. She did a trunk show for y'all at my May retreat, and I've got some more pictures tonight of some of her quilts. But she was going to teach it at Joanne's house. And Joanne, I don't know if you remember my friend Joanne. I interviewed her at my last year's November retreat, and she's a quilt designer and fun, amazing woman, seems to know everybody and can pretty much do a little bit of everything. She's really amazing. So she has started a new business. They built the most beautiful house right on the lake. And it's the lake, I don't know the name of the lake. It's about an hour from here. And they had a house next door, but they've been waiting to build their own house, and she designed it. It is amazing. So the downstairs, what happened with Ann? Oh, sorry about the sorry about that rotten internet. But anyway, she designed this house and built it. And the downstairs is for her to host quilt classes, quilt teachers. And she can almost do like little retreats. It's amazing. And so I got to go there my first time ever at her house. And it is amazing. And I have pictures of it, ladies. I have pictures. It's beautiful. She's even got her little shop set in there so that if you come to the classes and you need fabrics or supplies, she's got it right there. I thought to myself, what a perfect setup. That would be my dream. It would be my dream. And right across the street is a beautiful lake, and it's kind of like, looks like a canal where everyone has their docks and their boats. So those pictures I'm going to be showing you soon. But this quilt that we were going to do is called Labyrinth. And it is, I can't imagine doing a king-size quilt through a domestic machine. You have my respect. Oh, my goodness. Oh, so the weather at where Ann is good. Thank goodness, because she's had some hot weather this summer. Well, this is called Labyrinth. And can y'all wait just a moment? My dogs need to go upstairs. My husband forgot to feed them. Hold on just a second. Keep talking. I'll be right back. Mark, the dogs need fed. They're spinning around and I'm on live. Come on, Robbie. Come on. Come on, Robbie. Okay, I'm back. Just had to tell Daddy there. The dogs want to be fed because I'm sitting here trying to talk to y'all and Blossom's just spinning. She was going to drive me nuts. So it's like, Daddy, feed these puppies. So anyway, okay. So we're doing a Judy Niemeyer called Labyrinth. And here is a photo of it. And it's a paper piecing design. Here are a few other photos. And you can go to a site called, they had this website. It's named a little different, Quilt Works. Quilt and then WORX.com. And she's got some new thing where it's like you can design your own quilt using different elements that she has. And so you'll see this on that site. But it has instructions. It has pages for you to, for you to kind of set up where you want to put what blocks and where. And then you end up buying the pre-printed paper piecing. Like these were on a great big sheet and I had to cut them out. And then she even gives you a template that you take. It's 10-inch block friendly. You lay it on there and you cut up the 10-inch blocks and it gives you all these pieces you need. So, yep. So anyway, okay, here we go. So I thought I'd show you some of my blocks. Now, Michelle Lang just told on me, and she's correct, because we're supposed to, there is that narrow light color and then it's edged with a dark color. Well, I decided to use Jinny Beyer fabric. And part of that Jinny Beyer fabric were these border prints. See my border prints? I cut the narrow border prints out. Uh-oh. Gromit, Daddy needs you to feed you. Go on. Go up, go get your cookies. Go get your cookies. Go on. Boomerang is Mark, and go on, go get your mama's boy. But anyway, thanks, Mark, sweetie. There's Michelle on there, Mark. So anyway, so I show up, and I didn't have my pattern yet. I didn't know you had to contact the teacher and get a pattern. But I had the 10-inch squares cut out and some strips cut out. Well, I decided I wanted to use the narrow parts of the border for the nice crisp edging of the light colored part. Well, the only problem with that is then you have to fussy cut these strips and you have to fussy sew them. Let me see if I can show you the first one I did. And I can't even show you what it looks like put together because I don't know what it's going to look like put together. All right, so the first block I made, I guess this is it. Okay. The first block I made kind of wide. Yeah, I guess this is it. I couldn't fit the flowers in without sewing. Yeah, look at the back here. Look how wide I sewed an extra 1/8 of an inch past those lines. Well, the problem with that is you go to put a couple of these together and it's not going to match up. You multiply it, and it was subjective, it's kind of hard to place the fabric on and get it just in the right place. So I talked to the teacher. I had a couple mistakes. I always like to tell you my mistakes because you're going to make them. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, if you knew what you were doing, you wouldn't have to take a class, right? You'd be teaching the class. But anyway, she said, Deb, one thing I did wrong, because, I had to cut out things. I was behind the other students since I didn't have my pattern, and I wasn't watching. I was just trying to hurry up and sew to catch up. And I had one color blue and a whole different color here, and you're supposed to match them. So, but she came over and very nicely, very kindly, Lucille, thank you very much. You did not hurt my feelings. And she was very sweet and said, they're supposed to be the same color. So anyway, I'll go ahead and show you. What did Boomerang? Boomerang 2120. Aw. So these are all Jinny Beyer fabrics except the one in the middle. Remember, I bought that one from Pineapple Fabrics by the pound. In fact, I sent a piece to one or two of y'all. But so here are the blocks with almost everything except that beige, which is really a gold print on a beige. All of them are Jinny Beyer fabrics. And I know Jinny will understand that I didn't make her pattern out of this. And I have a feeling she has a lot of respect for the Niemeyer gals, so that it'll be all right. I don't think I hurt Miss Jenny's feelings. So, here's another one, the same kind. And then, but, honest to goodness, you use Jinny Beyer fabrics, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's like putting bacon on top of cat food. I'll eat it. So as long as it has Jinny Beyer fabric in it, you could practically sew a mess and it's going to be gorgeous. So, all right. So I've got some pictures to show you. And, I wanted to tell you one exciting thing. Susan must not be feeling good today. I'm sorry. Sorry, Susan, sweetheart. I've got a few things to show you, but while I'm thinking about it, just found out today, saw an email from my favorite, Pineapple Fabrics, and look, they're going to have fabric by the pound at their October sale. I wrote it on the card so I didn't forget, but fabric by the pound is going to be back. I'm going to have to be there. So I don't think I've spent any money this month on fabric. So, but I'm going to be there. And they've got another guest speaker. I can't wait. So I'll find out what day the guest speaker's talking and film it for you again. Because that was fun when I did it with the Angela Glass. Wasn't that fun? So, okay. Well, I'll show you one more thing. I found a good maker of these window decals on eBay. And I had myself, the first ones I had made were white. Then I said, well, I want to put it on my sewing machine. It's not going to show. So then I put another order in for pink ones. And I have this. I have mounted the other one on my sewing machine. This one. Oh, bye-bye, Ann. I'm so sorry, sweetie. It was good to see you, hon. Good to see you. You'll better watch this later. All right, sweetheart. Take good care. Bye, hon. So, I'm going to put this one on my car window. Isn't that nice? I've forgotten the name of the company, but when I find it, I'll write it below here because I was really pleased. I got 2 of these for $3.75. I'm very happy. Very prompt service. So, very happy. All right. So, while I'm here, I'll show you these other couple of things. And then that way I can put them back. So, last week, I'm sorry I didn't get home in time Sunday to do my live stream. We think we might have gotten some bad gas or we need a new diesel. We need a new diesel filter on the motorhome. Because we did, we had like very little power, which is not good when you're 38 feet long and you're pulling a trailer with a motorcycle on it. Not real good in traffic. But anyway, we made it home, but I was late. So, I just brought a few rocks. Now, I got to admit, you're not supposed to take any flora or fauna from the lake. And I apologize. I do apologize. But they were so pretty. And I was so sad to have to leave. So, it stops when I have my mouth open. But anyway, these are quartz. And this is some of the natural rock that it's at the lake. The campground I used to go to as a child, they had mica. And it was so fun because it comes in thin, translucent layers that feel kind of like plastic. And we used to have fun kind of trying to separate the layers. But these rocks that I brought home, they also have some granite there too. But I just brought some quartz, and this has got some pink in it. When it's wet, it's real pretty. Let me show you. Let me get a little bit of my water and put it on here. But the pink comes out when it gets wet. So I said I just wanted to bring a couple. And because I miss the lake so much when I'm not there. So, and here's a white quartz. It's really, really white. It has some beautiful white patches in it. Look at this part there. So anyway, I promise I just bought a little handful home. And it's just beautiful. This is kind of a translucent quartz, and you can see some of the streaks through it. But it's like looking at a piece of ancient history. This one I thought almost looked like it was going to be a projectile point. But anyway, so I did. I'm sorry I broke the rules, but I did bring those back from the lake. And now I'm going to leave them right beside my sewing machine here. So anytime I miss the lake, which will be every other day, I can look at them. So I love rocks too. I'm a silly girl. All right, now I'm going to bring the camera down to show you what I worked on. I didn't take the sewing machine with me to the lake. I said, we're only going to be there a week. And I was tired. I judged the quilt show, and I always show you that on Sunday too. But I was only going to be there a week, and I said, I'm not taking my sewing machine. So I took my paper bead making stuff, and I took my Jinny Beyer, the last couple things I had of last month. And I did take this month's, but I said, nah, I'm just not up to it. So here we go. And remember, ladies, I was talking to some ladies at the class yesterday, and we all agreed, if you have a quilt that you started and you just don't like it anymore, pass it on, pass it along. Because you know what? Life is too short for you to do something that makes you miserable. We've got to work. We've got to clean the house. But besides that, so we all agreed that we were going to pass those along to somebody else, because what you don't like might be just what someone else loves. So, all right, here we go. Ready? Here are the beads that I was working on. Now, these fabric beads I had already made, but I went ahead and trimmed them. I have to trim the edges to make them nice and tidy, and I do that with little shears. Let me show you. These are the best way. These are the best. The Fisker shears are the best because they're spring-loaded and short little blades. So anyway, but look how pretty these beads look. And I've got to tell you, if you've ever watched my bead video, don't use Mod Podge for the final coat. Use, I forgot to bring it. Diamond clear diamond. Oh, shoot. I'll bring it Sunday and show you. But anyway, so these are fabric. You can see kind of the texture through there. But they are nice and neat and even and trim. And now their first coat. Now, before I finish with these, they're going to have at least 1 or 2 more coats. So here's some pink. And the one thing is, you saw that stick a little bit. That's just because I hadn't separated it. I put them away wet, a little bit wet, but it does not stick like Mod Podge does. Mod Podge is terrible. It'll stick forever. So anyway, but aren't they sweet? So now, let me show you. These are all fabric. This is all fabric. And I wish Susan was here because I've totally finished. She loves these little beads. And they're done from like a chintz printed paper, scrapbooking paper. And then, so I took a sander and I sanded the ends to have a nice crisp edge, even edge. Then I took markers, permanent markers I got from the dollar store, and I colored the ends so that it would have a more professional look. Then I put a layer of that diamond glaze on it. And I'm very happy with it. So I did a whole bunch of grinding down. Now I had these already made. I just had to sand them down on the ends. I take a little hand sander and it's like a little orbital. It kind of vibrate and I put them on it and it'll sand it with some coarse sandpaper. It'll sand down the edges so that they're nice and even. These, I used a black marker and colored on the edge. And I think they turned out really cute. And guess what this paper was? This paper was the inside of a reply envelope. It's safety paper from an envelope where you pay your bill. Isn't that neat? So I tell you, you don't have to have fancy stuff. And I just had this paper, and I did the blue ends on this teal paper, and at first I did not like it, but now it's kind of grown on me. But here's some more fabric. It's like a denim color, and I think these are going to be really nice. Now this is gold paper from the inside of a greeting card, like a Hallmark card. So donut of death, what is that? But anyway, so it just came, I pulled it out of a greeting card, and since it was just a narrow strip, I glued it on a piece of junk mail paper so I could roll it up. All right. So now I've shown you, now I want to show you my new beads. Oh, and here's some more fabric, little snowmen. Isn't it cute? I love this, and it keeps me busy and keeps my hands busy. Here's some more fabric. But anyway, here we go. It's silver. It's from Mark has an addiction to Hershey Nuggets. And these are some of those. I used to, but now I just wind beads instead of eating. Oh, I've been wanting to show you this. Look at this bead. Isn't that sharp looking? This bead is musical paper, and it came from a piece of scrapbook paper. All right, let me bring this up just a little. I'm going to gather a few. So I had a sales flyer. It was from Ethan Allen Furniture. And boy, they have the best flyers because the paper is firm and it's colored beautifully. You know, the tones in it are just gorgeous. But see these, they all came, and I don't get all perfectionistic. Let me tell you, I just take my scissors and I whack them into long triangular strips. And like this one, it came from a picture of a sofa or something that was zebra striped. Isn't that cool? And here, but they just are beautiful and all different colors. And at first you think, well, I don't know if that's going to make a pretty bead, but you could put all these in the same necklace because they're some form of neutral, and I think they would be beautiful. Especially, I was thinking if you put a small wooden bead in between a few of them. You see that? What do you think? Yeah, reset your page. You can go and click the little circle thing above the page where the reset is. But anyway, so I spent so many hours on this. But I loved it because I could even lay down on the couch, put my feet up, watch a quilting arts video because we take our cable boxes with us. Well, satellite boxes. And I put my feet up, lay on the couch, and roll these puppies. And it's so much fun. So it's junk mail, a little bead roller, which is very inexpensive, or you can use a crochet hook, and a touch of Elmer's glue. And then when they're all dry, you sand them, or you can trim them with scissors. You can tell that I've added corresponding color marker to the end. You can buy little end caps for beads, but then that's spending money. And you know, if I'm going to spend money, I'm going to do it on fabric. So the ones that had black in them, I colored the end with a black permanent marker. And I get the whole pack of markers from the dollar store. And they're not as good as Sharpie brand, but you know what? They're only $1. So here's a couple more. But I think that would make a really good neutral tones necklace. So I think I have made myself quite a lovely little necklace. So anyway, all right. I don't know. That's paper. I'm not sure what the print was on that. All right. Well, that's that. Here's another one of those zebra print beads. I thought that came out so darn cute. So, all right. Thank y'all for being so patient with my beads. And believe it or not, I've got 6 times more than this of beads. So I better hurry up and finish them totally and do something with them. All right. I showed you the beads, showed you the rocks, I showed you the sticker, and whoops. Almost. You've been eating dinner? Aw. You're so cute, Vicki. You're so cute. I'll eat dinner when I'm done with this. Okay, did Patricia have any luck? I'm hoping she could reload and then get back here. So, anyway, so I know some of you I gave the fabric bead necklaces. Well, the next time I give you some, they're going to be even better because the diamond glaze and using several layers makes them much smoother and prettier. Oh, that sounds good. Homemade potato salad. Yum, yum. I love it. Oh, Sonia's been cross-stitching. Oh, good. Isn't that nice? Sonia, I told Mark, my favorite time of the day is in the evening when the chores are done, the dinner has been made and eaten, or bought even and eaten, and then I'm sitting on the couch with Mark down there beside me, usually a dog up in between us on the couch, and we're just watching shows. Did y'all watch the show called Serengeti? Beautiful. Filmed. So, oh my gosh, I don't know what you call it, filmatography, but it was filmed so beautifully. This camera better act right. So anyway, all right. Well, we've got a bunch of fun pictures to look at. Do you want to see the pictures first that y'all sent in and of the class? Or do you want me to show you? I'm going to make one of these blocks to show you my quick form of paper piecing. Which one would you like? Pictures or a demonstration of the block? Y'all get to choose. That's what I like about this being interactive. Whatever one y'all want. Michelle, it's so good to see you. I saw Ann yesterday in the class, and I told her about your 3 grandkids, and she's still raising her 2 grandkids. They're 13 and 11 now. Amazing. Oh, man. You better hold on to him, Vicki, or these ladies are going to be grabbing him from you. Actually, I'm pretty lucky. Mark's up there doing the dinner. He likes it when he can mix tuna. So, Diana got in first. Blocked. Okay, we will see a block. All right, Diana is quick and talented. I told that girlfriend she is something else. All right, I'm going to get the camera down here. Don't you love the arm on this now? Let's get it down here. All right. So first, I get out a paper piece pattern. And what I like to do first, we sew on this side, which is odd. And then you look and go, well, there's nothing on this side. How do you do it? Yes, Julia is 13 and Terry is 11. So they're growing up. And my Charlotte's going to be 15 in a bit. Right? No, 14, 15. Now, yeah. I'm getting old. And then Evan just turned 12. Yeah, 15 and 12 here. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. All right. So, oops, I should have tilted it down a little farther. But I'm folding on all the sewing lines. And these are done up really nicely if you go to QuiltWorks and look for them. Line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. So that tells you what order to sew the fabric on. Now, ladies, I could give you a full and complete rundown using the add a quarter ruler and getting a folding page or whatever, but I've been doing this so much in my life that I can kind of do it almost in my sleep. So now I've got that. Now there's one other thing that I need. I hope I didn't make you too dizzy, but because I'm doing these fussy cut, okay, I've got to do this little prep. What I do to make this easier to figure out exactly where I'm putting this is cut it right along the edge of what hopefully will be the seam allowance or close to it. So I trim that and I trim this. And I'm going to take the rest of these upstairs tonight and sit and watch TV and do it. Now what I do, because it's hard to know with these, it's hard to know where you really want to get this lined up with the sewing line, because I've got to stick to the sewing lines as closely as I can. So see what I did? I folded that up. So hopefully I'll sew right along there. Then I go to this other edge and I'm going to do the same thing. So I fold this up and then press here. And I'm using my woolly mat to sew. Yes, it smells like sheep, but boy, does it do a very good job of pressing sharp creases. Now, this one I've already trimmed, but I need to go in here on this one and press here. So it's taking me longer to make these blocks, but I think the effect of having that floral pattern down the center is pretty awesome, and it brings in so many of the different colors so that it ties all the colors together. All right, so I'll press up this side right here. All right, so I've got these two pressed. Now, let's see, so that you can see easily, I'll use this color. And oh, do you see how I have this lined up, which really helps me? I have the smaller triangles lined all up by color, the larger triangles lined up by color. So I'll get another one of these, and then one of the beige background with the gold filigree on top. All right, so I've got my pieces here that I'm going to need for this block. Now, let me okay. All right. Let me see. All right, so I have to turn, this is the small triangle that I'm going to do first. I turn it over, and I'm going to use a glue stick and just dab. I'm going to dab a little bit of glue right on this paper where I'm going to attach this small triangle. Now remember, with paper piecing, you kind of do it backwards, but don't worry. Let me see. I'm having a little trouble angling this right. Okay. So you see right there, I put a little glue, used a little glue stick, And you don't have to buy expensive sewing glue sticks. It really doesn't matter. And I'm on a budget, so I'm always looking for a way to help any of you that may be on a budget. I am trimming this off because I only need 1/4 of an inch, and this just seam allowance. And what I did is I went back with the fabric already glued to the paper, and I pressed, because then look, now I've got a line I can see where I'm going to put the next piece, which is going to be this fussy cut stripe. Okay, look at those wrinkles. Okay, so anyway, so I'm going to come here, and now it's going to look too small. Don't worry. I cut these over large paper where the lines show up. Long as I get it just to the seam allowance, I'll be just fine. All right, so I place this crease I already made right in that crease. Okay, and when I think I've got it placed really well, then I'll come put a pin in. Now, and I make sure it's out of the way, because you turn over and you sew where you can see the line. Okay, so here we go. Our first line 1. I sew on line 1. Oh, just to tell you, turn your stitch length down to 1.6, 7, or 8, or 9, but anywhere below 2, because when you go to tear these papers off, you do not want the stitches being pulled loose. So I've got mine right now on 1.8, but somewhere in that range is good. And you'll see it, tiny little stitches, and you can see I sewed on the line 1. Now I take this pin out, and I go and flip the fabric up. So every time, the first one gets glued in place, but these all get sewn and flipped over. You sew them right sides together. You do that with any seam, then you flip it over. Now I'm going to press this. I'll be right back. Use or wooden iron press, or use a regular iron, so that you make sure you've got, you know exactly where to put your next piece of fabric. All right, so now what I've done here is, with that fabric in place, I'm folding along the next line so I can see exactly where to put my next piece of fabric. Now, I could go ahead and trim this equal to 1/4 of an inch. Some people do that by folding this paper back this way and trimming it at 1/4 of an inch. But as long as I know where the next sewing line is, I can judge whether I should trim this down anymore. And right now I'm not going to. But I take this, put this down right sides together, and put it where it sticks 1/4 of an inch past that fold line that I made on the other fabric. Okay, see this? Okay. I'm going to pin it because I don't want it squidging all around. But luckily, the size pieces, they give you templates to cut out these fabrics so that you have enough. It's big enough. So now I turn it back over. I've got this pinned. I turn it back over, and now I'm going to stitch on line 2. And honestly, once you get going, you know, when you first do paper piecing and you haven't done it for a while, you kind of have to orient yourself because you're kind of sewing backwards, it feels. But now I take off the 2 pins and I fold it up, and there you go. And I had to get used to that parts of my flowers would be cut off. But you know what? It's okay. It really doesn't matter. Like the teacher told me, once you get all the blocks together, nobody is even going to notice. Okay? Now, so the next thing I'm going to do, that seam line is just a little, that seam allowance is a little bit generous. So I know it has to be at 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to cut in here. Like I told you, I've been doing paper piecing for 20 years. So, but I trimmed it. It's about approximately quarter of an inch. Now I'm going to fold it on the next sewing line. And having my paper already creased makes it really easy. Can you see the crease on that fabric? Okay. Now I wouldn't have to do this if I wasn't having to fussy cut and sew these little borders. All right. I put this crease into this crease right here. I match those creases. And then let me make sure, whoop, it has to move down a little. But I just put that crease and nestle it right into the crease that I just made with my fingers. And whoops, got to move it down a little bit more. You've got to make sure with these, you just make sure that you're right equidistance. So your fabric will go all the way from one end to the other. Now I can always do a video of paper piecing and show you the Carol Doak method, which is great. It's the best method for beginners. And okay, so now it's placed. The creases match right here, and let's go sew. Now we're sewing on line 3. We've already sewn on line 1 and line 2. Now we're sewing line 3. You start a little bit before the block, where the block actually is going to end, and you go a little bit long. And that way, by doing that, you know that you've got good locked stitches where you're going to cut the block. Okay. If you started sewing just right at the edge, you might not have a good lock stitch, and when you cut it, when you cut the paper out, your stitches would be vulnerable. All right, so now that is sewn. Let me press that, and I'll be right back. Carol Doak is amazing. She invented all of this, or at least was the earliest teacher that I remember on it. And boy, she knows what she's doing. Okay, so now I'm going to fold it up on the next sewing line. So you're always working ahead, preparing for the next step, the step beyond. So I have folded the crease. You see the nice crease. Now I take my fabric and I put it so I've got a quarter of an inch beyond that crease that I just put there. All right. And I pin this, turn it over, and let's go sewing. And it just always, woo, that can't enough. So I'm going to come back, move it up a little more, because like I said, the template cuts the piece with a quarter of an inch extra all around. So it kind of makes it safe. But if you wanted to check, all you have to do is go fold on line 4 again. And then look, see where the crease runs? That's plenty of seam allowance. All right, now I'm sewing on line 4. And then our block will be done. Okay. Block is done. Before I go press it, I'm just going to trim down the seam allowance. It's a little large. And you don't have to, but it just helps remove the bulk of the block. And I think it makes quilters, your long arm quilter, happy not to have all that bulk. Let me press it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, normally I would take this over and use my rotary cutter and trim along the outside line. That's your outside line. The inside line is where you're going to sew the different blocks to each other. That's the inside line is your stitching line. But I'm going to now just trim this up with the outside line because I like to, instead of seeing it messy, I want to see it all pretty. I want to see what I've got. Like I said, it's easier to use your rotary cutter to make sure you get it perfectly square. It's lying flat. You can just use your ruler and run the rotary cutter right down the line. But I don't want to have to turn away from y'all, so I'm just going to sit here. My cutting mat is not right here. It's over there. Okay. One more little side, almost down to the end. There we go. And here, let me get this trash. Here is the block. There is the block. Diane 57, hi, sweetie. So, all right. So now I have to make 72 blocks. So let's see. Let's see how I'm doing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm a little less than a seventh of the way there. But anyway, so that's the quilt that I just took a class on yesterday. And Sunday, I hope to have something pretty to show you. One of the things that I'm going to do is I'm not sure how I'm going to, I'm not sure how I'm going to sew them together because the teacher was telling us, like all good teachers do, they give you ideas how you can make it your own. And so she said she just saw this quilt done with a different layout. So what I'm going to do is when all of these blocks are sewn, all my blocks are made, I'm going to lay them beside each other, nice and tight on the floor. Stand on a chair, lean over them, and take a photo. So that way, I'm going to try to keep them from distorting. Okay? Now, I'll print that out onto cardstock. And when it comes out on cardstock, I'm going to cut it apart all around each block. And that way, and put 72 blocks around, I can take these little 1-inch squares or half-inch squares, and I can turn them and rotate them. And that gives me some distance. It's like the little, have you ever used one of these? It's like a viewfinder in a door, and you can take one block and it'll multiply it. Well, that's what that kind of does. So you take, it's like little pieces of puzzle, and you can turn them and twist them, and you can lay out colors that way. You can lay out designs that way. So that's my very best tip. And as far as I know, I invented it myself. But I share it with you, and you can share it on because a good tip deserves to be shared. All right. So now, really, all that we have left to do is look at the photos that have been sent in. So let me get a drink of water, turn off this light, and we'll be ready to look at them. It's strange doing a show at nighttime. Oh, just wanted to show you. That's what all of the patterns look like. And on the Quiltworks site, she tries to make it a little less expensive you only have to you buy them in sets of, and that you only buy what you need. So Quiltworks with WORX.com. And that's Judy and Judelle Niemeyer's site, and go check it out. All right. And thank you to Lucille Amos, great teacher, certified Judy Niemeyer. In fact, she was telling us she's going to cruise in Canada, and they're going to do, they don't even know yet what project, but they're all Judy Niemeyer people, and they're going to take a cruise and work on a mystery project. And the sewing machines are being provided, and so it should be kind of cool. All right, let me get this down now so we can look at the photos. Let me get my hot iron out of the way. All right. All right, let me get this. Let me turn it now. Let me see. Ah. I'm really twisting this little puppy. All right, here we go. Let me get over to... Well, thank you, Miss Michelle. Prayers are needed, Diane 57. What happened? Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm glad he didn't have any blockages. That's really good. So we'll be thinking of you. All right, let me go over to the photos. We do care about not just your quilting life, but your life. And we want you to always feel free to share things. All right. To the Sunday when she'll be here. And I'll save the class. Oh, let's go to Diana Wrights. This girl has been a busy girl. Let me tell you. I go away and she becomes incredibly busy. Maybe there's something there to do with that. This is her tree of life. And I do believe she said that it is a Edita sitar. Well, I need to learn how to pronounce that. Then look at the smock she made. I think, did she say she made it for her mother? But she's even, she's so talented. She's a beautiful quilter and a beautiful piecer. And now she's branching into making clothes. I told her, you've got it made. She's got it made. She truly does. She's very talented. Look at this thing. Isn't that nice? I really love it. I love things that are lightweight, flowy fabric like that. Great job. I do think that mannequin looks a little masculine, though. Just wanted to say. I'm just teasing you. Okay, I've only used a mannequin once in my life, and that was when I had to make my daughter's wedding gown. Oh, look at, oh my gosh, Diana. You have made a bunch of those puppy placemats to raise funds for dog rescue. You are something else. Look at this. Oh, isn't that beautiful? So talented. And that's not an easy quilt to make. Those are a lot of little pieces. So that is Diana Wright. She has been very busy. All right, I'll go back out. And let's see. I don't know if Jamie is here, but Jamie sent us the cutest pictures of her daughter. You know how when Jamie chats with us on Sunday, her daughter likes to come in and see what we're talking about. There is my hand, and I think I was doing some coloring or drawing. So cute. And her daughter had told me one time I talked about something very hot, and her daughter was saying, oh, boiling water will hurt you. It'll burn you. Isn't she precious? And there she is again. And there I am holding something else up. You got to love a child who's willing to watch me. But isn't she cute? So I'm so happy that Jamie is part of our group. Love, love, love her. So, and what a beautiful daughter. And how nice to have a daughter that shares the things you love. Oh, gotta brag on my daughter, Katie. You know that I showed you the felt art that she made of my dog, Mia, who had passed away in February. Well, she got this photo from a client who wanted her Sheltie reproduced in wool. Are you ready to see this? Let me see. So this is a photo she gave Katie to work with. There is Katie's artwork. I just think it's amazing. My daughter has so much talent. So that's all with, she does it with a hand needle. Needle felts wool. And it's actual wool off sheep. Pardon me. Okay. Let me go back. On Nadine's folder, I'll show you Sunday. But now, Teresa, our Teresa Jukovic, so talented too. I love this lady. I'm getting to know her, and she is amazing. This is a quilt that her and her mother had worked on last year, and they do it for the Carl Perkins fundraiser for abused children. And it's like a bass competition, and they have all different ways to raise the funds to help abused children. But isn't this beautiful? Now wait till I show you some of these closer photos. So this year, I think this is the one with the deer, and her mother does the embroidery. See the embroidered deer scenes? Her mother does the embroidery, and I'm assuming that Teresa then does the piecing and quilting. I'm sorry that's a little sideways. I wish I had it straight. Let me get a little bit smaller here. I'm a little close in. But look at these. Look at all these embroidery. So if you, at a Carl Perkins bass competition, you have hunters and fishermen, and I hope this raises lots of money for a great cause. I just want to say thank you to Teresa. Y'all are angels. You and Diana Wright and do so much to take care of so many. And here is a jar that she must pour some kind of paint on, and it looks like that maybe you turn it or it runs. It's beautiful. But let me see if I can bring it up a little closer. Come on. No, it's not letting me. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's another one of the deer. Now let me see if I can rotate this so you can see. Yeah, now let's get close in. Okay. Look at this beautiful machine embroidery her mother does. That's wonderful. So I would think that that's going to draw a lot of bids. Great, great job. But I love these people that do stuff for others. I love it. And let me turn this to, this is her long arm setup when she was quilting. Very, very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Miss Teresa. You do beautiful work, and we're honored to be able to share your work. Okay, now I need to go back again. And this last one that I'll show you for tonight, and don't worry, we've got a bunch of them to look at this week. Oh, no, I have a folder and this one. Hold on. Miss Bonnie, our amazing Miss Bonnie, who does quilt testing for the online quilt pattern magazine, did this wonderful quilt. She can now show it to us because it's gone in to be printed. But she does this. A quilt designer gives Miss Bonnie her pattern. Miss Bonnie makes sure that everything that's written in the pattern is accurate and that you can get the exact results you think. And I think this was called cherry wood. It's just beautiful. Baby cherry wood blocks. So Bonnie, way to go, and way to go for being true to a tight schedule. That would be hard. Okay, so here we go. The classes at Miss Joanne's. And if you want to see Joanne again, well, you might even recognize her. But I interviewed her at our November retreat. And because she's so talented, this lady right here with the beautiful dyed shirt or tie-dyed is Lucille Amos. And she is the certified Niemeyer teacher. Here's Miss Joanne that I interviewed last year. And I wish I could remember. I did not write the names down of the quilt, but they are beautiful. All right, so let me bring this back down. So you're seeing a little bit of Joanne's studio, but wait until we pull away and you see some of the shots. It's amazing. Here's another quilt, and that's Miss Lucille, and this is Joanne. They're all Judy Niemeyer quilts. She's so generous doing these trunk shows. But this room, it is so beautiful. The ceilings are 9 feet tall. There are outlets everywhere, more than adequate lighting, good, smooth, easy to clean up, beautiful wood floors. It's just amazing. And her taste, and she designed it and everything. Now look at this. Is that a gorgeous quilt? I think I would be tempted to try to make that if they promised I could do it. Okay. Here is another Judy Niemeyer design. Yet another one. I love this. And this one I've forgotten, but I always try to remember. Hosta. It's something Hosta. I just think it's beautiful. Look at that star. And you know, paper piecing is the only way to go with complex quilts such as this. Isn't that gorgeous? Yet another one. Bright colors. And look at this. I told her it was supposed to be like an autumn, the pattern is autumn leaves or autumn something. I said, you know what? It looks more like an ice storm, like little ice crystals that form on your windows in winter. And then some cute little watermelon placemats. Cute as can be. And then here is the Labyrinth quilt that I'm working on right now. I think that is just beautiful. All right, look at this. Look at this room, ladies. Isn't this amazing? So it's like 9-foot ceilings, ceiling fans every few feet. All these rows of recessed lighting. This area over here has a sofa and a fireplace, so you could sit and do handwork in your studio. But look at all these doors that look right out onto the little tributary of the lake. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Now, this is a little blurry, but this shows that I'm standing inside what's her little shop area that's within that room. But isn't this amazing? So she's got room for quilters all over. And this starts the shop. She's got pre-cuts. There's her long arm set up. So let me see. Over here, there's a bathroom, and then over a little farther is the stairs to go upstairs. I'm not sure what this is, probably storage. But she's got more of those ceiling fans and just amazing lighting. I mean, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pathways of lights the length of the room. And as you can see, it's very big. Here we all are. I'm back tucked in, you know, I get kind of shy, but there I am. And this is Lucille Amos, lovely woman. And there's Miss Joanne. And here are some of the lovely students. This woman was doing her first Judy Niemeyer quilt, but she's a brand new quilter. And let me see if she's holding her block. I was so impressed, but very talented. Welcome to the quilt world. So, and quilts like this in the background were designed by Joanne. She has a number of quilts, a number of patterns that she designed. So there we are in her room. And back in this corner, you'll see the fabric bolts on the wall. That's her little shop area. But what a wonderful day we had. It was so much fun. And then out that room, that's what you look down to the dock and the boats. And I thought, you know, I could get used to this, ladies. I really could get used to this. So it was a lot of fun. All right, that's it for today. And don't worry, we will have more photos. Oh, I closed my computer. Don't do that. I got to chat with you guys. Wasn't that neat? I was hoping that y'all would like to see what I was doing yesterday. So I got back from camp and then had to get ready for the class right away, but I didn't want to miss it. Did not want to miss it at all. I've got the wires all going crazy here. Sorry, Mark. I'm not real good with electronics. Okay, here we go. All right. So, but wasn't that space amazing? So she can do small retreats. She can give classes there, invite teachers in. She can sell them supplies and fabric. I mean, how went upstairs, which is even more grand, and she had a wonderful lunch for us with fresh fruits and vegetables and chicken salad and croissants. And I could get spoiled living like that, let me tell you. So it was a very nice day and very worth it. So I want to thank her again. All right. Are there any questions that you have? Any questions? Any comments? Hosta, yeah, something about Hosta. I've forgotten it now. But it was so great for you to join me tonight. And kind of a small, intimate group of us. But, and I'll probably show the stuff about my class again this weekend. But I've even got more stuff to talk about for this weekend. Oh, yeah, tell me this. Diana has a funny story. I like Diana's stories. A tree frog. Oh, no. Oh, no. Our Miss Diana lives on a ranch in Texas. So I think a tree frog is superior to a rattlesnake. That is so cute. Oh, my gosh. And I'm going to try to get out I have three videos in the works. One of the quilt show I judged. Wait till you see the quilts that were entered this time. Amazing. And then I have a camping video where I got lots of stuff from camp. And was the class expensive? Good question to ask. I paid $60 to take the class, and that included our lunch. We just brought our machines and our fabric, and so that included lunch and the teacher fee and the site fee, and then we just paid for our pattern, and that pattern was $33, which for Judy Niemeyer, I think is very reasonable. And so I thought, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad at all. And considering the location and the class, we ended up, I was the second person to leave, and I didn't leave until 5. So it started at 9:15 and went on until I left at 5. That's a long day. I feel like I got my money's worth. So I think it was very reasonable. All right. Well, I am going to see you Sunday, and we'll do a longer chat. And I've got a lot of good stuff to show you. And but thank you for coming and spending this time with me tonight. I really missed y'all. I love going camping. I love getting away, but I enjoy so much. And I wanted to thank y'all because you've meant a lot to me. And to get to meet with y'all is wonderful. We meet on Sunday at 3 p.m. New York time or Eastern Standard Time. I never am sure if people are from outside the U.S., so that's why I say New York time or Eastern Standard. So that's 3 p.m. And I usually come in about 3:05 because I've got to listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me. That's my favorite NPR show. I love it. So, well, y'all are wonderful too. And Vicki, I have got, I thank you for showing up today. And Teresa, you filled me full of inspiration today, girlfriend. You're very special. Well, y'all take good care. Yeah, it is good to get away. Diana, it's so good to back to see you. Sonia, I think tomorrow I'm going to sleep in as long as I can. Today I was vacuuming and cleaning because, you rush around to get ready to go on vacation. You come home and the house is a mess. So I said, I got to do something. Oh, I did make a lemon cake. I got that for dessert. I better get upstairs and get some dinner. Take good care. Y'all are the best, and I'll see you Sunday. If I do, I'll try to have a video out before then, but I will definitely see you Sunday. Bye, guys. Take good care. Y'all are the best. Oh, bye, Linda. Come back Sunday, Linda. Take care. Bye-bye, you guys. Y'all are the best.